r/AskReddit. What's invisible but you wish people could see? Those smell memories you get where you can't quite put your finger on where you've smelt something before. If you could just see the object, there would be no problem. My anxiety. Radiation. Stupidity. Coronavirus. Their aura of stench. Edit. Aura. Love. Mental illness. You know when you lose that one thing, like the TV remote, or in my case the starboard fuselage from the LEGO 7647 MX-41 Switch fighter from the LEGO Mars mission second wave. Yeah, I wish you could find it with X-ray vision or something. In some cases, including mine, chronic illness, I'm done with people assuming I'm faking it or using it as an excuse. Cancer. I mean, it's technically invisible, but not usually visible to us without going to the hospital. Imagine if you could spot it easier early on. Would give a lot of people a better chance at fighting it. Pain. Hear me out. E.g. the people that genuinely care about you get to only see this, so when they ask you, are you okay? And you say, yeah, I'm fine, but your pain is apparent to them, so if they're a good friend they'll comfort you. Damn. The amount of times I've said I'm fine is astronomical and just wished that people could see what I was going through and how much pain I was in without me telling them. Woofy waves. I'm not a believer in auras or things like that, but it would be neat to be able to see the true color of someone's intentions or personality. Walking down the street at night and see someone with a bright shiny personality? No need to worry. Car salesman telling you that's the best he can do, but he has an evil looking shadow hanging around. Nah, I'll pass. The screams plants scream when you cut them. Depression. Imagine how many lives could be saved if people knew it was there. My dad. Pain. People who suffer chronic pain might get better treatment if doctors could see it and believe them. Same with employers and friends and family. The fact that people don't care. Farts. The color of the wind. My penis. Themselves. People are so quick to point the finger, but refuse to see the role that they play in their and everyone else's life. The world would be a better place if more people admitted fault. Parallel universe. STDs and AIDS. All the invisible dangerous things like carbon monoxide and undertows. Who is single and who is not? The battles we're all fighting. Maybe people would be kinder to one another. Depression, OCD, anxiety, etc. Guitar notes piercing through the air. Imagine you're at Woodstock and you just see some very flowy, colorful waves in the air to match each note of the guitar. Wait, I think LSD does that. How much CO2 things emit? If it bothered people more visually, emissions would be a lot lower right now. Emotional abuse. Their own bad breath. People's actual motives. The box that mimes pretend to be trapped in. You go to a city square in Europe, and interspersed between all the other street performers and artists there would be these stationary, monolithic boxes. Each would be the tomb of mime. Lies. How much someone can actually be hurting. The ultraviolet colors of birds and flowers. Spirits. Lies. Oxygen. Could you imagine what kind of chaos that would cause? Me. All pain. Physical, emotional, psychological, chronic, acute, and realms in between. I have a feeling that all of a sudden, if it were color coded, we would have more rainbow skinned lives surrounding us, and those without it would be the minority. My crippling mental illness. Love. Good intentions. Depression. Germs. How much you love someone. Mental health. COVID-19. Stupidity. Radiation would be nice to see. All viruses and bacteria, especially in the air and on surfaces. It would be a lot easier to see infected people and to clean up after them/isolate them. It would change the world in this pandemic. Carbon monoxide. Colors outside of the visible spectrum. Science and logic that just seems to be invisible to most people nowadays. Color coding signaled by Sims like pointers above people displaying their wrongdoings or their crimes, like black for malicious murder, red for rape, yellow for financial fraud, pale blue for anti-vaxxers, purple for terrorist collusion, orange for pedis, etc. Drax, JK. I would want to see heat in the red to blue spectrum. Would be helpful as to not burn yourself. I would love to see all waves of light, from infrared to ultraviolet and anything we haven't detected yet. Then you can see anything and everything without having to pick just one thing. Close bracket. The fantasies and daydreams within my own as well as other people's minds. It give more insight into a personality, and it can be both very beautiful and wonderful led as well as gruesome and terrifying. Not really invisible but all the colors that are not visible to the human eye. The other colors. The spirits that my cats stare at in the corners of my house. I wish people could see them. Infrared and ultraviolet light rays. COVID-19. It's not visible to the naked eye, but it would make things so much easier it were visually obvious if someone had COVID-19 and where COVID-19 is on surfaces. Depression. Ultraviolet light. The last pillager in a raid. My pain. Their own bias. All the colors that mantis shrimps can see. How someone's day has gone so far. It would make it easier to know if someone is just being a Karen, or if there's another reason why they're being cranky. Passive aggressiveness. At this point, corona. Chronic pain/invisible illness like heat vision, but focused on the pain areas, and colored differently for intensity or something of the sort. Coming from a healthy looking 25Y/O female with a chronic condition, it can be frustrating having to explain the ins and outs of my condition to people who just don't understand how I feel and why I'm the way I am. The incompetence of the administration. COVID-19. Yeah. All those colors that our eyes are incapable of seeing.